Hey Cancer, welcome to your reading. This is the monthly reading for January 2020, but it's a general reading for this shift as we head into the new year, the new month, the new decade. So just a general energy around. So it's very general. So if you're interested in a more specific reading for yourself, I'll be offering readings where we look at every month coming up for the next year, more specific messages for you. So if you're interested in that, please contact me. So take what resonates from this and leave what doesn't. And time is fluid, so whenever you see this is when it's meant for you. So I pulled out a bunch of cards earlier, and we're going to take a look and see what came out for you guys. So at the crowning of the reading, which is the general energy of this time for you guys, or of this reading, we have the Peacekeeper. Let go of the need to be right. So this might be a time where you have to kind of surrender and let go of having things your way, or being understood in a specific way. Sometimes other people might not understand our point of view, but it's about letting go of that. Maybe you're torturing yourself on this subject, and it's like you just need to let it go and know that not everyone's going to see things the way that you do. But that you should stick to your thoughts and your values and your way of seeing things without letting it get in your way, without letting it, cause you any suffering, anything like that. So let's take a look. I haven't seen this card come out much at all, so I think it's a beautiful picture. And I'll just read the message here. Choose peace and happiness over the need to be right. Rather than trying to prove a point, save your energy for what's important. The Peacekeeper is a wise Native American woman who has been influenced by white buffalo women. She holds a peace pipe, which is emblematic of surrendering the need to fight and offering harmony instead. She's a soul who knows what it's like to feel under threat and to stand up for what she believes in and what is right. Her medicine helps you to take the higher road in every situation, even if you're under pressure to make a quick decision. It is a reminder that within your hands lies the power to make the right choice for all involved. You may be feeling on edge due to a stressful situation. There's a warrior within you that wants to rise up, prove your point, and get the truth across. But you're being reminded by ancestor wisdom that truth will always be revealed in the end. It's more important at this time to avoid arguments or heated discussions where you know you'll be fighting a losing battle. There is much more power in choosing to move forward from a higher perspective. This will allow you to connect deeply to the guidance within and the intuition that will lead you towards the healing of the whole situation. Along with any wounds it may have inflicted on you, choose peace. Choose peace. You know it's calling you. So yeah, wow. You haven't gotten this card before, but you've gotten other cards that had a bit of a similar message. So I'm seeing this could be a reoccurring situation for you where there might be some kind of where you really have to stand up for what you believe in, who you are, your way of being. And I apologize for the noise. I was hoping that was done, but it's not. Sorry, I'm just a bit distracted. So this is something that you might have to really keep reminding yourself of, and just stand up and be yourself and fight for what you believe is right, but don't let it interfere in your life. Just let it go. Be at peace, be calm, and things will keep going as they should. So just a message for you guys, Cancers. Alright, so I just got these beautiful new Okay, I'm gonna keep going. I just thought I could end that noise. I just got these beautiful new cards. I got the Animal Spirits Knowledge cards by Susan Sedan Boy, and the Goddesses cards by the same artist. So if you like the art, this is the artist you can look into. So I pulled one of each of these for you guys here. So let's take a look at what came out. I look quickly and it's really interesting. So let's see. First of all, let's look. This is from the Spirit Animal cards. Look at that art. I really like that picture. It's like very flowy, very kind of cosmic. And you know, your water sign, it's almost like water as well. And oh, yeah, there's a moon there as well. There's an eclipse or something. I keep seeing in every reading I've done over the last 2 days, every reading has had at least 1 or 2 full moons in it. So pay attention to that. The full moon's coming up around January 10th. So it might be a really big shift or meaningful time for a lot of us. Sorry about that. So this card... Sorry, okay. That is the dove, a symbol of sexuality, peace, and divine inspiration. So the dove has long been associated with female sexuality and maternity. Early pagans considered the dove a symbol of the female sex organs, and Christian faiths, in which the dove is primarily a symbol of peace and divine inspiration, linked the dove to sexual reproduction. Although Christ was born of a virgin, he was conceived by the Holy Spirit, which is represented by a dove. In Greek mythology, Aphrodite, the goddess of love, was born from the egg nurtured by a dove. Yeah, so the dove in general is a very peaceful, calm symbol. But here I found it interesting that they're talking about, so it's, you know, it's about peace, but they're also talking about maternity, reproduction. So I'm seeing this message of some of you might be pregnant, or some of you might be... This is a general reading for coming into this month, but this is also the energy that's present, like shifting into this new decade. So even though maybe it's not right now, maybe it's something that's coming up for you. If that's not the case, then it could be around you, like maybe you have someone close to you that's pregnant, or there might be a new baby around, or if not, then it's also, you know, the creation, using your creative energy as well. I just thought that was a beautiful card. I'm still getting to know these cards, so it's a really interesting artwork here of the dove. I've never seen it this way, and the fact that it has the moon again. And then from the goddesses, this is from the goddesses cards here, another, what looks like to me, another full moon. And I found this really interesting. I'll read it and then we can talk about it. This is Mary. Mary is most closely allied to the Middle Eastern moon goddesses. Like them, she is a creator goddess associated with both the heavens and the sea or other waters. She is worshipped by Catholics as the moon of the church and as Stella Maris, the star of the sea. The moment of the Annunciation is when she confronts the truth of her own great creativity, symbolized by Gabriel, the angel of truth, made from fire. This is the moment at which she accepts the imperative to create, the need to bring forth life from the very center of her being. Mary is the goddess as womb, as source of all life and regeneration. She's the mother of mercy and infinite compassion, the one we turn to in times of need. She is a reminder that compassion toward oneself fosters creativity. She reminds us to be gentle with ourselves. Wow, so this is really interesting. Because it's talking again about creating life from the womb. So when I saw that, I thought, wow, this is a double confirmation of some of you might be pregnant or be becoming pregnant or have babies or new life around you. If that's not the case, it could have to do with a mother figure in your life, or just, a lot energy of intense creation. You might be in a very creative time where you're creating a lot of new in your life, new life in some form. And I found this interesting. Oh, yeah, and I was reading a book earlier this year that was lent to me by a friend, which is all about the Virgin Mary, and it's about how, it's not the story that we were told, that Mary was actually a very, very spiritual woman who, she kind of, her and her ancestors kind of had this kind of school of, when you're pregnant, it's a very spiritual experience. You're like feeding the energy of this seed, and anyway, I won't get all into it, but it was super interesting. If you're interested, just leave me a comment or something, and I'll try and find the name of the book for you. But it was really interesting, as like how just the fact of being pregnant, how it's changed over the years, and bringing life to the world, and how it can be a really spiritual experience if you put all of your intention into it, and it's just really beautiful. So anyway, and then we have the moon again, so full moon possibly. And I found it interesting that I'll just put the image on here so you can look at it. I did your reading earlier, and then there was a lot of noise going on. I don't know if you heard earlier, there was a bit of that noise. It's like a construction zone here, so there's some machinery going on, and then I went to do some other things while that noise was happening, so I didn't want to make a video with all that noise. And then I was just doing other things, and I ended up reading this article about the archetypes of the astrological signs, which I've learned before, but maybe it's something I hadn't looked at in a while. I don't know, I was in my email, and then I found my birth chart, and then I was watching this video, and it just led me to this article. And it can vary. I mean, the general energy of the signs are the same, but from different people, different perspectives, sometimes they use a different word for the archetype of every sign. And I know that Cancer is a water sign that's very emotional and very nurturing. And it was talking about the archetype of Cancer being the mother, which, was just another, because I had just looked quickly at your cards, and then I read that, and I was like, wow, it's like a triple sign of mother. So that might be for some of you becoming a mother, being around mothers, maybe spending more time with your mom, or whatever it may be, just that energy of motherhood. So super interesting here. I thought that was interesting. Okay, I'm just going on. So that's for your oracle messages, and then we're going to go into the tarot here. So the first card, which is kind of, I mean, time is fluid, but when I shuffled, I asked for maybe the end of the year before going into this new year, what's the current energy? And we have the 10 of Earth, which is a beautiful card of physical material abundance. So it's like you're looking back on all the work you've put into something and seeing, how hard you worked and where it has brought you. This could be financial abundance, material abundance, or, in whatever way you view abundance. It doesn't have to be physical. It could just be that you're somewhere you've wanted to be, and you've had to put a lot of work to get there, and now you're at the kind of like at the end of this. The 10 is the end of the cycle. It's like you've completed that specific part, that specific cycle of abundance in this material physical realm. So it's beautiful card of prosperity. And then in the center of your reading, you have the King of Earth. So more earth energy. So very grounded, very very practical energy. So the King of Earth is, yeah, it's the ability to attract abundance, wealth, manifesting. It could be, I mean, the king can be you as well, or someone around in your life that's very grounded in this. Usually the king is a more mature man, but it also could be an energy. It doesn't have to be man or female. I'll just read some of the quotes that they write for this specific deck. I have trust and faith in the invisible and know it will manifest in the realm of form the way I need it to. Opportunity can be found anywhere and everywhere because I am competent and committed. I am ready for abundance to manifest now in the world of conditions in a form that is aligned with my highest good. I manifest all that I desire, consciously aware of the need to stay focused and grounded in the everyday work required. So yeah, just being grounded, being like just feeling good about this position that you're in and that you're heading into for this year and this decade ahead. And then this is going into, we have Temptation. This is a major card, major arcana, and I mean, Temptation in this deck is sometimes, I mean, don't be scared by it, but in the original tarot, sometimes it's like the Devil card, which is, it can be anything to do with attachment, being attached to any outcomes or any excess in your life, any addictions or any, just maybe a lack of balance in a certain part of your life. So just be aware of that. That could be, you know, maybe you've got the material prosperity now, but it's like, don't be too focused on it. Don't go overboard with it. Just make sure to balance out your life and yourself and different parts, you know, just a little message here. And then for the advice, we have Ace of Earth, another, you know, there's so much earth. So this could mean, I mean, there might be some of you might have some earth signs in your full chart, or you might be around some earth signs, which they're Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. Or it could just be that at this time or coming into this new year, you're really focused on your practical life and things in this physical world. So the Ace of Earth is a beginning, and this is, again, it's all about abundance, manifesting. It could be a new project, a new business, a new job, a new something like this. Okay, and then other advice card, another Earth card. We have the Seven of Earth, which the seven can be sometimes, you might want to take a step back and kind of re-evaluate. Sometimes it's needing to make a decision, being at a crossroad, or opening up to a new strategy. It's like looking back on your progress and contemplating if you want to continue the same way you've been going, or if you want to go a different way, or maybe you just have a different approach about what you're doing. So just, this is the advice. So it's like, maybe take a step back, look at what you've worked on, what it's led you to, and just kind of look at your options and see different ways you could do things. So I'm seeing for a lot of you Cancers, there might be a lot of practical, tangible work. You might be working hard, you might be building something, you might be just focused on, maybe you're even gardening, maybe you're nature, like just something very earthy. And just make sure not to go overboard with it, and don't let anything get in your way. Anyone that doesn't agree with you or thinks you have ideas that are not right for them, you know, just stand firmly in your way of being and just let it go, surrender, be at peace, and be aware that there's this creative, motherly energy. I mean, Cancer is a sign of nurturing, of being protective. So this could be an energy you're into around this time, especially going into this new year, or maybe you're just around that energy as well. So because it's a very good time to create, be creative. Okay, this could be in many different ways. It doesn't have to be art, or it can be art or music, something like that, but it can also be just creating life or creating your life, and being open, trying different things, learning new things, expressing and cooking, whatever you like to do. So that's the general message here for you guys. If you're interested in something more specific for you for the year up ahead, please contact me and we'll do you a private reading. So thank you again so much for tuning in. Take care, enjoy the rest of the year, or the beginning of the year, depending when you're listening to this. And much love, take care, see ya.